So today, it's your lucky day. I brought you something. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Look at that. Can you see what this is? What is this? A quarter, absolutely. Who is on the quarter? Who is that? George Washington is on my... George, I'm so sorry. You were in my pocket this whole time? It's got to be uncomfortable in there. George, I'm so sorry that you were in my pocket. I thought he lived in the 1700s. George, you're telling me George Washington is on my quarter. Oh, that doesn't make sense. It's the image of George Washington that's on my quarter, right? That makes sense. And Jesus was asked a question in Mark chapter 12. He was asked, should we pay our taxes? And you think the Bible's irrelevant. We're asking the same question 2,000 years later. Should we pay our taxes? And Jesus finds a coin. And he says, whose image is on that coin? And everybody knew the answer. They all looked at it and they all said, Caesar. And so Jesus said, well, then give to Caesar what is Caesar's. And everyone was like, oh, that makes sense. Wow, this is amazing, Jesus. But then I don't want you to miss what Jesus says next. Next, Jesus said, then give to God what is God's. So, what is God's? In the context of it, it's whatever has his image on it. And what has his image on it? You and me. Every human being is said to be created in the image of God. And if you're created in the image of God and you bear his image, then you are to give yourself and all of who you are to him. That's what Jesus is saying. You bear his image. You have his image. You give yourself fully to him. So, what does it mean to be created in the image of God? It's what sets humans apart from all other creation. It's unique to human beings that we are created in the image of God. And you can understand it in a couple different ways, but really it's the idea that we share some of the same likeness, some of the same attributes as God does in similar ways. But there's three kind of main ways. One of them is that we have a mind. We have intellect. You're intellectual. We think as human beings. Another one is that we have a will, like you make choices. We make choices and decisions. And another one is we have emotions, like we feel stuff. And all of these things are kind of little bit like God does. God does all of those things, and so do we as his unique creation. Human beings are created in his image. There's nothing else in all creation like it. And so in Genesis 1:27, we looked at this last week, God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them.